1, 2, 3, like what history right before the film Frozen, Iron Chef, food truck network. Give it on! Here beneath the bow. Before the film Frozen. Here beneath the bow. Plastic donkey man, book of verse, me and my mama's sisters, oh wow. And the mitochondrial progeny and their sister of traveling panties. Karaoke for sake of karaoke, wilderness, is paradise now. This ain't no communication like 100% free communication since before preschool. Video message in the ball, expecting, needing, wanting, no reply. It's amazing that way. I mean, that way my mama's mitochondrial progeny can have video messages in a bottle to access if they wish since before preschool. And the video message in a bottle, it can really be viewed, gleaned by any human, really. There's a lot of serendipity in there. Yeah. My mama's mitochondrial progeny wanted to chant, hands off my grandma. You shall not pass. Makes no sense. All they say is, it's all on the wrist. Go spurts. Makes no sense. That's why we have ping pong. Ping pong is a sport. You know, reciting Canon of Sound, Book of Hotbed is futile. The game is rigged. The aunties, they vote for Brangelina faces. Why can't this? That's the way it goes. That's why we have sports. We focus on the jerseys. We always bring both jerseys to whatever jersey, purple, Latavia, train, bridge. Sports highlights we're reviewing. Up-top brow mash you up, up-top brow mash you up. Otherwise, it's assumed dancing is not a sport. Ping pong is beauty because this place a placeless, trace a traceless, and the pep rally is beauty fuel to defeat fajer, father, everyone else looking to be offended. There is no command, words in Persian language foundation, the separate language, one of the 10 oldest languages on Mother Planet Earth. I dub smash Thanksgiving, long time to give thanks for Mama's delicious food. Every day is Thanksgiving Day. Oh la 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 la. So, this is very much so. Broken hand, I got this one. Broken hand of Maradona sports. Golf actually takes a breath. People of color, POC, paradox of choice, looking past the face and the voice, football, tries so hard. There's very few fashion accessories. I don't get it. You know, there should be shin pads that has reflexive coil of a kangaroo leg that lets you bounce, but also the shin pad should have a pressure sensor, so you're basically sumo wrestling, Dubai sumo with your feet, and there's no risk of really injuring your legs. You know, you get sumo wrestling suits and sumo. You're gonna need kangaroo sumo wrestling shin pads for football. Broken hand of Maradona sport. He was hit so many times. The carne tricker ended up using his hand. Don't nobody make no sense. Now the Roxbury film is romantic, I guess. But what is love? Everybody's making tennis sounds. Who knows what is genuine and not? My mama inspects gadgets a long time. Inspects uterus daycare process a long time. My mama and her mitochondrial progeny are very good at choosing how I meet future mother of my child. They're very uninated with a sister of traveling panties, so it's not assumed there's any, surely this is new revelation, surely there's some hidden agenda. Stop, booty belly dance time. But a shin pad. Basically, it's got a pivoting point, like a hinge of a door, and like a kangaroo, and it has a kangaroo tail too, on the back to keep balance, because it's really gonna make you fly. Talk about hips and shoulders doing all the work. You don't need your hands because it's kind of like a tadpole frog Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, using their tail feathers for the largest gluteus maximus muscle in the body to pivot. All about the handling on tight corners, Tour de France. Pivot. For 30,000 years, people went to France. Just because. It's one of the marathons. There's nothing to get out of our system. It's a marathon. People who enjoy marathons understand that. But a lot of Mamma Mias enjoy tea parties and having views, volley, violin, rebound, volition, volley, rebound. Moments of just having a tea party with tea and crumpets and fish and chips, salt and pepper, and having their bunny food and taking the lead of the tango, because they don't want a marathon so much anymore, and they like really savoring the moment for shaman shaming you long time, for probably going to spin on a kabob again. You were thinking about it. Okay, so that kind of brings back polo, you know? And then you get Doppler effect for déjà vu moments. When there's so much at stake for such a team sport games. There's a lot of ping pong games. I'm talking about ping pong. So the ball goes around there. Such a greased up butterfly, margarine kisses, greased up popcorn everywhere. Someone is trying to licorice whip the ball to somebody in forward position, but they don't really know where to run. There's vuvuzelas everywhere. Vuvuzela, vuvuzela, before rock and roll. Everyone was chanting, ode now, ODE. We want to be oded so we can chant misogyny, creeplash, totally like it though. Crouching humans, hidden daddy issues. While we dodge it, because it's a uterus Red Bull, gives you wings to find sanctuary in cows, liberating you from monopoly breast milk. I kissed the kitty cow. And I liked it. So docile. They're all full of cellulose, incubating it long time. The ball comes. It's a contingency plan within a contingency plan in sport. The game becomes more accurate, more precise if there's more completed passes, like polo. You need some kind of a shin pad to make it a modern sport. The Achilles heel. It's such an Achilles heel. You should just give people armor so they think they're invincible and superhumans. Surely that is wise. Surely, ergo, indeed, accordingly. Buzzwords. So, in that situation, if you had a shin pad, let's say for an electronic sport, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, at least for the sake of considering it, video message in a bottle, origami, O-R-I-G-A-M-I, P-E-A-S, painting, engineering, architect, sculpting method, Purpoletabiat, P-U-R-P-L-E-T-A-B-I-A-T-R-A-I-N-B-R-I-D-G-E. Spelling bee for the sake of spelling bee. Canon of Sound. C-O-S, Lacoste. Book of Hafez. It's an interesting concept because you have to balance a lot of things and or 10 things while you're in motion for the sake of staying in motion, trying to pivot with the ball. That way you can have even more Timberdella lumberjack rationale for why Messi's surely have some kind of a on and off button. Everybody's trying to find a way to dethrone Messi's from something. I don't really know why or what. He uses both legs. Doesn't use any fashion accessories. There's a lot of accuracy and precision. He goes around tight corners. He very rarely dives. And if you give someone a shin pad, like if the sport has shin pads like that, it would become a bronze sport. B-R-A-W-N. It would be a different sport. It would be like polo. So in that kind of sport, let's say it's a slippery sport or something. It stopped dropping in sledding. The shin pads have kind of a reflexive coil, like a kangaroo leg. But you don't box like a kangaroo. Because it's a celebratory sport for building bridges and making connections and bringing both jerseys. So you really cheer for the sports highlights of both sides. You wouldn't mind if your mama went, but at the end of the day, it's a celebratory sport. The sports highlights are beauty. There are no losers. Everybody, the other side was just a little looser. And it's a game of inches. People who actually go through a lot of shoes always give a respect to each other and leave everything on the court after it's done. That's why it's a civic sport. It's a civil sport. C-I-V-I-L. So that's the concept. It would need a flying squirrel tail, a flying squirrel glider under your arms, Tarzan binds, make it like a jungle. They could have all kinds of court conditions, kind of like tennis. You got all kinds of clay courts for tennis. And you can have a rainy one, a snowy one, all kinds of stuff. You can mix it up. There's different varieties. That way you celebrate all body mass index merits. So to summarize, it would need to always denounce boxing because it's a football. It would, because it's kind of like a tadpole. Once you grow wings with your fingers, you fly. You find a flower, and then that's your home. Like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. just being a docile chewer of grass in Galapagos or something. Living long time. Taking it easy, cool runnings. Wherever you cool runnings, forearm girth, row your memorable boat, Fool's Balls of Fury, sky is yours. Having a human cave is bliss, so you can go out at night, nightlife, and find land shrimp, the flamingo style. Drill baby drilling for scorpion, land shrimp. Not the bus-sized fossil shrimp variety that has a giant mousetrap for stuff in water, underwater. What kind of dinosaur is Jurassic? And or other time period. Very scary nature. To summarize again, spelling bee for sake of spelling bee, non-governmental organization. It would be like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. You would need some kind of a shell to house the flying squirrel from Ice Age film. Because urology is trying to get a watermelon like a flying squirrel. Oh goody, tennis stones. Where's the umbrellas? Many future child of mine completes me. My future wife thinks I'm in a bath. All I need in this life, a half sin, is me and my mama's half sin. To summarize, but we are a jungle without roots. That's why it's always about the jersey. You learn to babble with the ball before you walk. Underused words. There's nothing like it. Vuvuzela, vuvuzela. So, instead of using a trap word of kangaroo, you would use gliding squirrel. Squirrels hop, right? Hop, glide. That could be one variety. There could be a variety with vines of Tarzan. That'd be like breakdancing. I would celebrate a lot of parkour breakdancing, dreidel, 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 tumbling gymnastic moves for circumnavigating, co-navigating in vines of a rainforest. But there's a reason why it's the Great Plains of a desert. It's... Nobody's trying to disrupt that sport. It would just be different varieties. And kangaroos box a lot. And they have claws. And goats also bat heads together, and they have air bubbles in their skulls. Humans don't really have air bubbles in their skulls like goats. And there's a lot of mini-stroke concussion head injuries. If you get a head hitting heads or heads hitting anything, really. It's more like a flying squirrel. Humans, really. Trying to get the nuts, like, and bearing the nuts to always have contingency plans for contingency plans. Because global food security is always a concern. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is kind of cool. You get to coast. Instead of marathoning with your body, why marathon non-stop? You're born with 3 legs. That's why racket sports give you something to lean on for long marathons. something to coast on. Maybe a giant frisbee that you keep spinning. And then it moves you forward. Like a train that's powered by a giant frisbee. Falling forward like an emperor penguin and stop, dropping, and sledding. Talk about burning calories. For people of Kalur. Up top, Rafang, we mash you up. Okay. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the shin pad would be like the shell of a turtle, but the tadpole of a frog-ish. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. At the very least, is an interesting concept for a video game. Electronic game. Get in the sport. Esports. E-S-P-O-R-T-S. There's a lot of dexterous quality of life index in the fingers. It's not really that different from a musical instrument. Oh, a lot of those marathoners literally sit on toilets because that's how competitive it's gotten. That's the beauty of sports. There's a lot of variety, so it never gets dull. For any human, there's a lot of sports for all body mass index merits and many body mass index merits for many sports. Niche markets abound, just for assumptions abound. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle is a better way to phrase it. It would need some sort of a tail to get balance. The shin pad would need some kind of an angle to bounce. Kind of like how a frog leaps reflexively. And the shin pad would have some kind of a, let's say, vibrating section that is analog, A-N-A-L-O-G, that uses Doppler effect to kind of correct for the vuvuzela in spectator sports. So when you cross the ball, and the forwards have a lot of pressure on them. There was a Venezuelan football player who was actually killed by Venezuelans because everyone was betting on him and why he missed an 100% sure win way to score a goal. You know, the poor guy. He actually died. Because people gambled, and it's not that gambling is wrong. If you say it's wrong, people gamble more. It's just that that's not really the subject. People are going to gamble on anything, really. That's not the topic here. We don't really care what people do. We are sporty sports. We are aesthetic. We are focused on our sport merits. If the shin pad had, let's say, had a vibrating section in all areas of the shin pad, then they could always kind of tell at least which side the ball may be going. That would make so many more completed passes, so many more completed chances for goal, so many more completed accuracy and precision. A-C-C-U-R-A-C-Y and P-R-E-C-I-S-O-N.